Hello everyone. I thought, look, I'm just going to come on here a little bit live and show you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just going to grab something because I did forget and I wanted just to wipe these out a little bit. And it doesn't have to be anything exciting, but when stuff come out of a kiln, you really want to wipe out the jars and just, like, see how they're going. But anyway, I think they're beautiful. I'll show you what I've been doing and I'll show you some of these gorgeous pieces. So I've hand painted these. This is the only one that's got to go back in because there's a tiny bit of glaze missing at the start, but this is what this one looks like, and I did hand paint it, so if you can kind of see. And then of course inside there's like the little seaweed. Let me turn it the right way. And you'll be able to hear it doing ding ding because it's come out of the kiln not so long ago. So I'll show you the next ones. So this is my lavender inspired mug. Isn't it pretty? I did have so much fun doing this one. So, and obviously these are a wide mouth, quite a big one. And then this is the next one. So, isn't it cute? And this one hasn't got my wax melters in it because I have actually made some wax melters, but they haven't been fired yet. So I will definitely show you when that happens. This is one of the bowls that I painted. Obviously that's in there. Doesn't it look so pretty? So these are done with the glaze, underglaze called Kiwi. Oh, thank you. I look nice in pink. Oh, I do like pink. So I do have a few pink dresses. But it's my daughter's birthday today. My daughter's birthday is on Anzac Day. So she had a little party at her house. So I've just come back from her house. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. And then I had to take these out of the kiln. So I thought, look, I'll just show you all what I'm up to. So this is a little lemon, a little lemon squeezer I made. Isn't it cute? I hadn't made one of these ever before. So, and then it's got like a two-toned kind of glaze. It's like a emerald and a salmon pink on top. And it's under a glaze, a grey and white clay at the bottom, which was... I was just playing around with it, honestly, some time ago because I made some of these ages ago. Haven't had time to fire them. And anyway, and then that was the next one. Isn't it pretty? So it's just a nice bowl. Yeah, and one of my daughters came in here and said, oh my goodness, I want them. So anyway, I'm sure she'll want some. But and luckily, clay is not too expensive to make. What actually costs money, honestly, is the glazes. So... And because I have a YouTube channel, I was really lucky. I had a company reach out to me and sent me a new pottery wheel and asked if I can review it. And then they gave it to me to keep, obviously. So I'll bring that one soon as well. And then there's just some little cups. So, that's just kind of playing around on the wheel. When you start making pottery, it's quite tricky. It's not as easy as it sounds. And anyway, and that's just another little salmon one. I will take these to a little market, but at the moment with everything with the conference, because the conference has been cancelled this year, and because of everything, I just decided, look, I've got to make something that makes me happy, don't I? And so anyone that has a ticket, you should have had an email by now too from the conference. This video is not about that, but I'll just kind of touch on that. So I have linked everyone in for a video, so please check, email, so please check spam as well. But due to people that had already bought tickets, some people have bought tickets, some hadn't, but they just cancelled. So I can't have a conference on 10 people or 12 people. So, yeah, anyway, it got very, very stressful. So I decided to pull the plug. I had no options left. And I was making myself like literally vomit and feel physically ill from the conference. So I thought I can't be doing that. Yeah, so anyway, It's sad. I gave it a go, and there will not be another conference. That is the end of that, I'm afraid to say. So anyway, and online guests, they're getting their refund first. So a lot of them already have that. We've already started processing all of that. Anyway, this is one of the other ones I made. So this is a little turtle. Isn't he cute? He's going to be a coaster. I've just got to put some little silicone feet. At the moment, I've only made two. And there is a lady, Julie, who had been asking me about them. So I will put them on the site, but I will put one of these aside for her in case she decides to buy it, because she's asked me many times, and they had gone in the kiln and the firing just didn't look good enough. So I didn't want to sell them if they didn't look good enough. So anyway, I'll keep one aside if you're listening, Julie, or you see the video. Anyway, and then I made these by hand. Aren't they cute? And what it's going to be is it's going to have a little rope, and then it's going to have, I'll show you. So I made these little beads, and there's going to be little chimes. This will sort of go inside it and will knock when, you know, it's going to have a string, and it will have lots of beads kind of going up the top. So some of them will look like this, like a little fairy roof. So I have that blue one. I'll have a really cute purple one. And then I do have this really, really cute grey marble inspired one. And it's a little fairy house. Isn't it cute? So it's going to be a part of my chime. So anyway, tomorrow is going to be a bit rainy, and I do have a little market, but because of the rain, I don't think I'm going to take the chimes. But anyway, so I'll show you a few things I've made. These ones as well. Oh, thank you, my love. Somebody's just saying they love the ceramics. Thank you. I actually did do ceramics years ago before I made soap. That was something I did for many years, and I really loved it. And I don't know why I stopped, but I think just having children, it got a bit difficult. And I actually can paint, okay? So I actually did do courses on oil painting and so on. So anyway, I'm just going back to doing a few things that make me happy, you know. This is one of my little plates. Isn't it cute? I know my daughter Emily, the second she sees that, she's going to be in love, you know, because she loves anything that is fairy inspired. And these are all done with kiwi glazes. So they're under glazes. So you paint them first. And then I think I already showed this, didn't I? Did I? I can't remember. Anyway, this is one of my bowls as well that I painted. And in the early 90s, a lot of people did courses on what was called folk art. And then, you know, you sort of use the end of the paintbrush to paint with, or you'd use different objects to paint with as well. So anyway, so that I kind of went back to a bit of that. I made a few of these little mugs. Aren't they cute? Yeah, so obviously it just says love in the middle, which is really cute. So I have two of those. I did do a yellow daisy kind of inspired one. I also did do this cute little cherry one. I do have another cherry one that's got to go in the next firing. Oh, and I'll show you these, which are really cute. These are my peacock. I mean, see, I can't even think at the moment. So yeah, so they look really cute. The only thing is that little, can you see that little tiny bit there? So I put a clear glaze over the top, so it is food safe, but and then of course I had the bigger one, and sometimes that just happens. I've already put it in for 2 firings. Oh, and I'll show you these little dishes I made. Aren't they so cute? I really love them. And so yeah, so that's one that's like an emerald green and pink, blue and white, which is always popular. And then I do have some pink ones, so they're like a salmony pink. Yeah, so anyway, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, and I'll show you this. I had to have a go at making some spoons. So I've made some spoons, but you need to leave part of the glaze off at the back so that it can go on something. Yeah. Oh, he's saying I'm damn creative. Aw, thank you. Yeah, look, I've always been creative. My sister and brother were so intelligent. I never even tried to compete with them. I'm not saying I'm not intelligent, but I was more creative. I was definitely the hands-on person. So that kind of, you know, was my little thing, I guess, growing up. I guess my mum was a little creative, but she really knitted. So anyway, and so yeah, then I decided just to do little things. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm just going to do things that make me happy at the moment because the conference closing, I also did close. You'll see my website now, which is Nelson Sopery, has closed. I closed it down. I decided with being ill, when I first got this cancer, I thought, you know, if something really went wrong and I had to have chemo and everything else, I had surgery and that was hard enough trying to navigate around it. But I thought if I had to have chemo or something, I don't know what I would do. I just had too many things. So now I'm going to keep YouTube. I'm going to keep Patreon. And then, of course, I'll do markets for my ceramics. But I just decided that that's it for soap industry, that the conference and everything. It really just played a terrible part for me. So anyway, but I will have videos still on here showing. I'll have a bit of pottery and a bit of ceramics, you know, for people that want help with soap. And of course I have Patreon, and I always answer questions over there and give recipes and things like that. So but I do have a separate channel for my pottery, which is just a little channel. But you know, I thought, look, I'll put them on both because that may help me a little bit on both avenues. And then I can also enjoy going away with my daughter and doing markets with her. So that will be a bit of fun too. And then I've made some of these little tiny dishes, and these are just like little ring dishes. Oh, I'll show you something else I made too while I'm here. So this one's really pretty. I don't know if you can see that lace work on it. So anyway, I did that by hand. So that was one. And then this is another one. It has like a woody grain with an emerald green and a pink over the top. So yeah, so I just had a few goes with that, and like I said, I do have a market tomorrow, so I will take them, and we will see how they're going to go at the next market. And this market is out. So if anyone's out this way, so it's out. It's a place called Cows, which is it's along the coastline of Melbourne, Australia. And so then basically, I'll show you what I do. I kind of have them like this. I have a whole table full of these small ones, and then I sell these little small ones as well, and like, you know, little ones like that, because that's kind of me just playing around with those. And it's like $7 each, or 3 for $20. So that's what I did the other week. Everyone loved it, which was super fun. And of course I have the bigger ones, and I have to just do the racks. So I've just got these little racks that my husband fixed for me, and my daughter just made some acrylic to put on the top. So anyway, that's what I will be doing for that tomorrow. So I'm going to do a few market videos as well, which are on here, and they're also on Rhonda Jane Pottery, which is my other website. And sorry, not website, my other YouTube. And you know, that will kind of give people an idea if they're sort of looking at doing markets, on what market's good, how early you have to get up, the setup. And it is, I don't know what it is at the moment. At night it's like probably 8 o'clock or something. And I haven't even set up. So for tomorrow, like I have some things already in the car, but the next few things have to go in as well. So anyway, we will organize all this, won't we, and get it all packed up, and we'll get it ready for the next market, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. So anyway, we will see what is going to happen as well. And I've just had another message from somebody saying they also didn't get the email for the conference, but you can see on the website it says it is closed, and so on. But anyway, I'm going to go in a minute, and I will message yet another person that said they have not got the email. So, but anyone should have the email that was going to come to the conference as well. Does it take long, Joe, for me to do these? It does. Like, so basically this one here, to give you an idea, this one I think I made the mug maybe 2 months ago. And then, so it has to dry first, then it has to go for a firing, then you have to paint it, then you have to glaze it, then you have to fire it again. So it does take a while. Like, if I'm just counting hours, it's like 23, 24 hours per each one just to make one. So it does take a while. So that's why when you go somewhere and you see a mug for $50 in ceramics, that's why you're paying for that. So Yeah, so it does take a while, honestly, to make these. So, but you know, like I said, for me, I'm not interested in selling wholesale or anything like that. It's just like I'll just do a little market for me to have fun, and yeah, and that's basically how it is, I guess, at the moment. So yeah, so I hope anyway that everybody you know, is enjoying life, and anyone that's listening that didn't know the conference is cancelled. I've tried in many ways. I've sent personal emails out. I've done as much as I can possibly do. I will double check, because a lot of emails, they go to spam, you know, when you send them, unfortunately. So anyway, and all the email says is it is cancelled, and it just explains how the refund policy works. So that's basically how it does work. So anyway, we will get going with everything else. I'm going to organize all the things that I'm just doing here. And yeah, I'm going to see all of you on the next one. If you know you have friends that were coming to the conference or have a ticket, please let them know. If they do not have an email, I can easily send them one out again, and hope they have one. Yeah, happy Anzac Day to you too, Joy. It's actually my daughter's birthday today. She was born on Anzac Day, and Emily is 27 today. So anyway, it is her birthday. Anyway, I'll go and see you next time. Bye, friends.